welcome everybody to episode 192 of the effing title. I am Big Husky.
And I am DeNutte.
And this is, unfortunately, one of the last podcasts we're going to do.
Ever.
For a little bit, anyways. Football's starting back up this week, so the podcast is moving towards football. But we will be doing, we have talked it over, and we will be coming back once a month, maybe more, depending on stuff that happens.
Something happens, like if there's a good movie that drops, or
if there's a good movie or some craziness like happens in like some sort of card game or something, or just like a video game happens, like then we come back and we talk about it. So we'll be doing our normal shit, a little bit less. Football will be taking over for the next little bit.
Football's the main concern.
But yeah, football
For sure. Football.
So
It's funny, Wild's Eldraine release.
Yes.
Speaking of big releases.
I was going to ask.
I was going to do a two-headed giant today at 1.
Okay.
And then the card store that I was going to do it at, they canceled.
Oh, okay.
And then my buddy couldn't do the later time at another place. And then I couldn't do the Friday he was going to do, so I ended up not doing it, but I think he ended up putting
So
something.
you didn't even get to go to the pre-release or anything for it?
No, I ended up not, because like I don't know, I like going with my buddy because it's like I got to know someone here, you know?
Yeah, exactly, right. Oh, like I found out that there's the card shop in the town over from me there is a card shop in the town over from me. It's just that it's a really creepy card game shop.
Oh, you told me it's like in a trailer.
Yeah, so I was thinking about doing it because I really want to play. I really want to,
I remember we talked about this. I looked at the pictures on the inside. It looks nice on the inside. So I think maybe it's like I think you'll be fine on the outside.
I'm going to talk to
smokes drugs in the inside.
Yeah,
loves
right.
magic.
I'm going to talk to one of the guys that I used to play cards with around here and be like, hey, you want to, the next time one of these happens, you want to go, fucking check it out with me, like that sort of thing. But yeah.
Oh, funny story. I did electrical work Friday night, which is why I couldn't go to the pre-release.
Mm-hmm.
But afterwards, I went and grabbed a beer with my buddy who I was working with, and two guys next to me were talking about magic the entire time.
Oh, really? That is fucking
the entire
hilarious.
time. And I was like, yes, respect.
It's growing.
And then as I was saying that, my buddy's like, what have you been up to? I'm like these guys have been playing magic.
Like these guys have just been playing magic. I'm excited for Wilds of Eldraine. I got a bunch of stuff coming in.
My buddy said he's loving the set. He got a fat pack. What did he tell me he got? That was like, damn. That's like the card he wanted. Because we played someone once with a proxy deck and he had the card.
Oh, really? It must have been one of the fucking, like, not showcases, but there's like, what the hell are they wording them? There's some special
land tax.
Yeah.
He got a land tax, and so we played a guy with a proxy deck with a proxy land tax.
And now he's like, haha, I have a real one.
Other proxy stuff that was like a few $100s.
That's kind of fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for the set. I got a bundle coming in. I got a commander deck coming in. I got a collector booster coming in. All sorts of stuff.
First set I have nothing. I've gotten nothing from. I kind of glossed over. I forgot the set was coming out.
I mean, the Lord of the Rings one kind of took over for a hot minute, and then like we talked about a couple weeks ago, Lorcana happened.
Yeah.
So speaking on Lorcana, apparently a place in France, a French realtor, leaked a bunch of shit by accident
of like new ones
of what the second set is going to be. So they really a French retailer had shared product listings for the second set. So immediately comicbook.com went to Ravensburger, the people who make the card game, and was like, hey, is this like true? And they were like, yep, that's true. So the second set will release November 17th for smaller distributors, and then it will go into local retailers December 1st worldwide. So a good, like, 2-week difference between the two of them. And then this is where it gets interesting, because we had talked about, like, well, what are they going to do, right? So first off, did you know that Ravensburger has a 10-year plan already?
Oh, for real?
Apparently, they have a 10-year plan for
then I guess
Lorcana.
no one there is talking about what are we doing next. They're like, we
Yeah,
figured out
they
what we're
fucking
doing
know.
next.
Me and you are like, oh, what are they going to do next? They're like, shit, we know what we're doing in 10 years.
You
So
thought.
this next set apparently they have confirmed. This says that they have confirmed. This is all just what I'm seeing here. They have confirmed Mulan, Beauty and the
Was there no
Beast.
Mulan? There was someone from Mulan, wasn't there?
I thought there was, but apparently we're wrong.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Beauty and the Beast, Raya and the Last Dragon,
Okay. I like that movie.
and the one that I'm the most excited for, and I will be buying the second set, Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
Winnie the motherfucking Pooh. I'm gonna have myself a Winnie the Pooh deck.
It's funny you brought that up because people watching, right when you were like walking up to your desk before we started, I thought you were going pantsless. So I was like, I thought you were Winnie the Poohing. The way the sun caught your pants, I was like, he's not wearing pants.
He's not wearing pants. Yeah. So, kind of exciting. Kind of exciting seeing, kind of finding out the next sets and who's.
It's funny because I was just saying to Kat that I was like, we haven't touched our Lorcana cards once. They're right here. My Mad Hatter.
Your Mad Hatter.
My cards are just right here. I don't even have them sleeved yet.
I had my parents went out this weekend, so when they went out, I was like, "Hey, if you see any, just let me know." And my mom was like, went to Walmart, nothing.
I know the store I did it at just got a restock.
So, well, I think they're supposed to have now. Yeah. However, it hit shelves on September 1st in Walmart, Target, and Best Buy.
Okay.
So it just started to hit the big. It just started to hit the big stores. So like I'm sitting there, and I was like, maybe you'll see some, maybe you won't. That they didn't.
Are people buying them? Like that's
dude,
the thing.
Like I saw a TikTok where a dude went in on it was on September. No, it was on the day before September 1st into a Walmart like within at 9 a.m. Whole box just gone empty. He said that he asked the manager there, and they said that like 3 people came in and bought like fucking 10 each. Just bought the whole fucking thing out.
See, that's messed up. I don't. So like again, I really enjoy Shield Comics. Shout out to Shield Comics. The way he did it there, he's like, you're limited.
Yeah.
You can come back tomorrow and buy more, but
well, I guess another thing is like
you literally can't buy them all.
Well, it's like because I'm looking here and it's like the first set there were packages spotted at this place. Boosters MSRP $9 $5.99 were being sold for $7. Okay, that of course Walmart's gonna boost the price a little bit, right?
I mean, but that's like still pretty low compared to other places.
Starter decks $20 each. It's like I'd pay $20 for a starter deck if this was a game that I was actually gonna fully invest in. I'd pay $20.
That's how much. That's how much they cost. Yeah.
And it's like, well, and also the thing about right? It's not even 20 really, right? Because you get a booster pack in it, so technically it's 14 or 13. Math.
27. Oh, that's right. You're right. Never mind.
But then it's like so it's like it's one of those things where it's like, I really hope that the price gouging goes down. Personally,
I think I will. You just gotta find people that aren't gonna like abuse it. Which I don't. Well, I don't know why. Like, is there big of a desire for this?
It's one of those things that,
or is it just for Disney people that want the cards?
Well, that's the thing is like I don't know if there's gonna be a desire for it. It's just I think right now because I'm not sure exactly how big this is gonna turn out to be. Right.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is this is that like it's the newest card game, so no matter what, card games nowadays have massive value. Right.
Yes.
So there's that aspect of it, but then also you immediately Disney. You slap that shit on it. Everybody has a favorite Disney movie. Everybody has a favorite Disney character. Like no matter what, people are going to be intrigued by it.
I love the Stitch. I think that's probably the Stitch stuff is probably my favorite from the first set.
And that's the thing, like I just said, like I'm literally going to buy the next set as because it has Winnie the Pooh in it. I fucking love Winnie the Pooh. I got an Eeyore up there somewhere. There he is. Little fucker.
What do you think? Eeyore's questing is just going to be one ink.
Just one ink and it's just cry.
One lore. Lore, you cry for a turn. No one can attack you. You're attacking yourself.
You attack yourself. One lore, I like that. But no, so like that's my thing is like I'm really hoping that it does. It doesn't get gouged like it looks like it's going to. Because that's the other thing as well. It's like, like I said, I'm if I'm ever gonna go out and buy packs. I mean, you've seen the images when I go out and buy packs. I buy what, 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not out there buying fucking 15. Or like, it's like, hey guys, this is the YouTube video. We're gonna go to Walmart, buy everything they have. Wow.
Well, also,
Like, bro,
as far as releases go, because like, how many cards come out in a Magic set? Like in the.
I think it's like 2 something.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be way even more than that because
let me go to TCG
right.
player.
Because I'm looking at like this Nazgul, right?
Yes.
Right here. This is a 3/3/2. There's got to be hundreds of cards coming out per release, right?
Yes. Let's go. Let's go Lord of the Rings, right? Because you just said Lord of the Rings, right? So if I go filter and I just go filter by card, there's 512 cards. That is also, remember, including showcases, alternate arts. All of that different, shit and caboodle.
So when you look at Lorcana, you're only getting 200 cards or whatever, very low 200s, and then you got like the 5 alternates. That's it, or something 6, and the rest are just like you're also way less cards too.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 alternate arts.
But that's included in the 220. I take it, right?
Yeah.
So you're not getting that many cards.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So, because I mean, yes, alternates, like there are doubles of cards, there's this and that, but like you are getting different versions of them.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really like it is. It's just a little bit over 200.
Like like this. Okay, we got another one right here. The Smother and Tith, like this one from
the
last set. Where I'm running a blank.
Commander Masters.
Commander Masters. There's probably like 3 versions of this in that set.
Yeah,
it's still a great card, but I mean, it's more of a, I don't know. It's just interesting because there's not a ton of cards.
Yeah, like I said,
this is what I was saying before.
And that's the thing is like it's going to be interesting to see what happens to the prices online now. Now that it is past September 1st, right? Now that it is out at Target, Walmart, Best Buy, all these different fucking places. Have yet to see it on Amazon, which is where I get most of my stuff. Haven't seen it on there yet.
The local place they're selling singles now too.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. It's like you're gonna slowly start seeing that now too. I think that we'll know more, honestly, with how Lorcana's gonna do by, I want to say set 3. I want to say set 3 would be a good benchmark, right? Okay. Because first set comes out, a lot of hype. Second set, how do you match that hype? The third set really is like, can you continue it going, right? Because it's one of those things, like we just said, Mulan, Winnie the Pooh, and Beauty and the Beast. It's like we've already listed off all the different things that are there.
Snow White.
It's like where do we go next?
Yeah, Cinderella. I mean, like there's
a couple. But it's like,
but there's not like it's not an infinite number.
Exactly. Like they're going to eventually get to a point where they're going to do like, this is Mickey Mouse as Elsa. This is Elsa as Mickey Mouse. Like that's what I feel like anyway. But, yeah, no. So that's the news with Lorcana though.
I'm waiting for my High School Musical set to drop.
Ooh, boom.
I want my Troy Bolton dancing in the bathroom.
There we go. I don't know who Grant Gustin's character is, but I want him.
Is he in High School Musical?
No, he's in Glee. Never mind.
Okay.
I mixed the two up. I mixed the 2 musicals up. That's my bad.
Did you see a preview of him in a new movie where like he goes on a date with a girl and then they both have dogs and like that's the whole thing? No. And then the one dog gets the other dog pregnant, so they like have to act like they're like, we're like, oh, we got to be here for the baby. Like they're like,
oh really? That's actually really funny. I'm gonna look this up right now. That actually sounds fucking hilarious.
They're like, oh, we got to think about what's good for the kids.
Oh my god, that.
It's like it's like they might. Sounds. It's literally like they're pregnant, but it's just the dogs. It's like way over the top, but it's like it's kind of funny because it's
puppy
him.
Love.
Yeah.
After a disastrous first date, polar opposites Nicole and Max vow to never speak again. And 2, they learn that Nicole's dog has gone Max's dog pregnant, and they are forced to co-parent 2 of the dogs.
His second movie with him and a dog.
Hey, I'll I'm down with it. That sounds like fucking fun.
It's funny.
It sounds like it's a fun movie.
It's
Yeah.
goofy.
Yeah.
Would you see his movie where he was like the Rhode Island state trooper?
Rescued by Ruby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
no,
one.
I've not. You told me about that one.
I watched that
Yeah,
one.
I was gonna say you told me about that one. Yeah, when we were talking about.
I thought like it took me until like halfway through the movie to realize it wasn't. No, halfway, but it took me way longer than it should to realize they weren't Canadian.
They weren't
So
Canadian, and hey, that's the Flash.
well, I knew it was the Flash, but it was more like the way they talked. I was like, dude, what in the Canadian? Yeah, and then no, they're like, oh, that's the state below me. Like,
That's fucking hilarious. All right, so the big news, the big one. This is the big one for today. The big one. I'm going to talk about
Starfield.
because
It came out but didn't come out.
exactly because DeNutte has been really excited for Starfield.
Sure have.
I didn't really care too much, but I was excited for DeNutte.
Yeah.
It's one of those sort of things. I didn't really care because it just didn't seem like something for me. But I'm excited for the people that are excited for it. I've seen a lot of the negatives. Let me requote this. Let me rephrase this.
People are focusing on the negatives.
In quotations,
Okay.
negatives.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. But overall, it seems like a normal.
What do you mean I can't land on a gas giant?
That was the one I was about to bring up. It's like, what do you mean I can't just walk the entire planet?
I know.
Like, people are trying to find negatives for the fucking sake of finding things.
So,
the one that I saw that was my favorite one, other than the gas giant one, is the main menu screen.
Yeah.
Did you hear that one?
That was like a big guy. That was like a big. He was a Bliss from Blizzard.
Yeah.
The
main menu screen doesn't have much on it, which
it's too simple.
Yeah,
they didn't put a lot of work into it.
They didn't put a lot of work into it, which means that they were rushing to get the game out because they didn't really care about the main menu screen. And
You're
I'm
like,
sitting there, and I'm
I've
just
never
like,
seen the Skyrim starting screen.
well, that's the thing. Like, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, we're supposed to pay attention to that screen? Like, what?
I have a couple little nitpicks.
Okay, so
that are.
I was gonna say
I'm about 12 hours into the game.
okay.
Uh,
And also, so everyone knows, the game came out what? 2 days ago?
Technically, the first, but the night before at like 8 p.m.
Okay.
So I played it for like an hour and a half on the 31st.
So DeNutte played it for basically 2 days. I just want to get that in there.
Yeah.
Like 12 hours in 2 days.
Yeah. I put some good time in it. You know?
Oh yeah.
I've put about an hour and a half into the campaign.
Okay.
That's it. Like your first campaign thing, and I've done one campaign mission.
Okay.
Like full mission. I've done all side stuff, just exploring this and that.
Exploring, taking
side missions are awesome. I'm in the middle of a side mission right now, which I guess spoiler.
Okay.
Right.
Spoiler. Hold on a second. Do I still have the spoiler? Do I do? Yeah, I do. Wait, there we go.
Bang.
Really quick.
Spoiler. I joined a like volunteer navy.
Okay.
Because there's always this is a Bethesda game. There's always factions you can join.
Yep.
I joined a volunteer navy, and I did a mission, and I did so well. But this is how it goes. They wanted me to infiltrate a pirate organization, so I'm undercover at a pirate organization right now to take them down. I'm pretending to be a pirate right now.
See, that's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty fucking
cool. And my mission to get into the pirates was to kill someone, and I was like, well, and they're like, you can't, you have to be like within the rooms, like in the rounds, like you're an undercover cop, basically. They're like, you can't do anything morally unethical. So they're like, you have to go kill this guy. So I boarded a ship. I was like, I'm a pirate, let me on. And they're like, okay. And then they're like, hey, and like, so I was like, all right. I convinced them I told them that this guy on their ship is a pirate. He's wanted. He either comes with me or you kill him. And they killed him. And then when I reported back to the cops, they're like, how dare you kill him? I'm like, I didn't kill him. They killed him.
I didn't kill him.
And then they were all pissed about it. But
that fucking guy.
They're like, so it's just like it's an RPG. There's a bunch of different ways you could do it. I could have just blown up the ship and everyone on it.
I was gonna say I've seen the one that I've seen so far that I really liked was someone taking a bin,
yeah,
and then turning it upside down and putting it on someone's head.
That's straight Skyrim.
Yeah. It like I said, from what I've seen,
Yeah.
it looks like a good game. Like,
Well, so my thing is, for me, someone said that they're like so like executive. It was I think it was like what's the guy from Xbox?
Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer. I think Phil Spencer said this, and I think he fucking nailed it. He's like, I've been playing it so much, but it feels more like Oblivion than it does Skyrim.
Okay.
To me, I'm like, and that's like a much better RPG. And the way it feels like Oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
Gun combat is great though too.
Yeah.
But it feels like Oblivion. It feels like a true RPG. Of course, it's not perfect. Like, there's a little things here and there. Like, if you're expecting like a full space simulator, it's not what it is.
Yeah, no, I mean it's one of those things. Like, it's not I was gonna say it's not Baldur's Gate 3. It's not like a perfect game on launch, you know.
But as far as that, I haven't had any. My only problem that I've noticed is there's one level. There's a couple areas you go to. The gravity's weird.
Okay.
So like some areas you go to have like almost no gravity, so you're jumping like 30 feet in the air.
Okay.
Like sometimes when you kill people, they just kind of float away, which kind of makes sense. But like sometimes they'll float into an object. One glitch I ran into was there's a guy in an office. I was clearing this base of like raiders, and he was locked in an office and he couldn't get out. And so he kind of like was warping in and out of the wall. So I just kind of killed him through the wall. But I couldn't get in the office. And then sometimes when I talk to people, if you start a dialogue with someone and their back's turned to you, they just don't turn around. So those are the three things I've run into in the 12 hours.
Yeah. See,
and as far as the Bethesda game goes, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
I gotta take a call.
Yep. And we're back.
We're back.
We're back. So Starfield.
Starfield. So I don't know. Like my whole thing is that like I had a buddy who hopped in my Discord yesterday, and he's been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate. I've been playing a ton of Baldur's Gate. I played Baldur's Gate last night. You know.
Yep.
I think, and he's like, "Do you think Starfield's Game of the Year worthy?" And I'm like, I don't know. I think like it's very hard to say what's Game of the Year worthy. You know, like because I was like when I started talking about like Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate has been in early access since October 2020.
Yeah.
So it's been in early access for almost 3 years. They've had all this time to run through stuff, and a lot of people are just like, oh, they came out this game that's perfect, which is sure in a way. Like
But it's been
I
3 years.
But it's been 3 years. It's been in early access.
Yeah.
And like it's not something that was just polished off the go. Like early access. Like you know,
they've been working
I think
on
it's awesome. I think it's awesome. My girlfriend's playing it in the other room right now. It's a great game. And so whereas this is like something. This is like this is bringing it back to like old school RP. Like this is like truly a Bethesda RPG. People lost all their faith in Bethesda from Redfall and Fallout 76, which understandable. I actually really like 76. I never really understood the 76 slander.
Yeah.
So I played a bunch of it, and I like didn't run into any problems. It felt a little empty, but whatever. Like they're trying something new. As someone who was like a true Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout 3, I want to say New Vegas, but that's technically not them. It's Obsidian, but Fallout 4, which I loved, that people like shit on. I'm like, I loved Fallout 4. I didn't understand. Like that was another game. I'm like, I don't like.
Yeah.
If you don't like this kind of game, that's fine.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I don't like really the RPG sort of games.
Yeah. So,
however,
like,
though, like I'm not gonna just shit on the game for no fucking reason, you know.
Well, the whole thing with like Baldur's Gate, that game is not for everyone.
Yeah.
Like that, if that's not like if you like Call of Duty, like you're probably not gonna like Baldur's Gate. Yeah. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's so like I was saying with my buddy who hopped in, I'm like, people are probably gonna say it's like Legend of Zelda is the game of the year. You know, he's like, oh, I don't think that's going to happen. And I was like, why? I mean, these are all different style games. Like, it's hard to say what is the best game when they're like, they're very different games.
You know, and they're drastically different. And also, well, look at the time period when each one of them came out too. You know.
Yeah.
Like I will say, I just thinking on that as of right now. I would say I think like as of right now, this is like we said, 3 days into Starfield being out, so who knows what's going to happen here. But Baldur's Gate's numbers just keep going up for like players.
Oh,
like it's unreal.
Crazy number right here. I looked up yesterday. Starfield concurrent players on Steam, 225,000.
Jesus,
it peaked at, which is crazy because that's not like normal release. And also, that's Steam.
Mm-hmm.
That's 225,000 people that bought the $100 version.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's not like the 60 or 70, whatever it is, 70.
I think it's
that's
70.
not the normal version everyone's buying. That's the $100 version.
Yeah, that's
so like.
There's people that been waiting for this sort of thing.
I was started waiting once I saw. I was like, whatever, but they did the Xbox Game Showcase a couple months ago, and once they did that, I was like, oh, I'm in.
That's the thing, is like, because awesome. I remember when that happened. Starfield was like the game I did not talk about. I talked about every other game but that one, and you're like, excuse me, sir.
Mm-hmm. You know. So I think the thing is, so once you get past the space thing, I think the whole thing I talked about when we were doing this is like, if they hit their points, then I think it's going to be a thing. So there's 1,000 planets. The whole thing they're nitpicking now. There's actually 692 planets you can go to, and then that doesn't count the moons.
Yeah.
So people are nitpicking about that. You know, like there are set areas on planets you can go to with stuff. Some planets only have one settlement. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's you got to think like, do you really want to go to 700 locations and expect there to be fully fleshed out?
I saw something, I forgot who it was. I think it may have been Obrodo that said it. And he saw that one of the big ones that people were talking about was like, it's like, oh, well, like, I went to this planet and there wasn't just 20 minutes of me being able to run through a desert.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, if there was 20 minutes of you being able to run through a desert, you'd bitch and complain because why would they put this in the game? And now you're bitching and complaining because it's not, like, what, like, you can't have the cake and eat it too. You know, because Brodo was like, I'm having fun with this game. This game's fucking awesome.
You know, it may not be the best game that's come out. But I'm not saying that because I think there's something wrong with it. I'm saying I'm getting a couple of my friends, like my friend I was playing Baldur's Gate last night. He's someone that modded Skyrim up until like 6 months ago, and I said this to him, like, why aren't you not like looking forward to
Starfield?
And he's like, because I don't like Bethesda games. I'm like, dude, you have thousands of hours in Skyrim. You're obsessed with New Vegas. He's like, well, it's Obsidian. I'm like, fucking same, dude. It's like not it's literally the same game. And then he's like, I've loved Oblivion. I'm like, what are we talking about here? Like, this is like he is always wearing like New Vegas. As much as it's Obsidian, it's also Bethesda because it's not using a different engine. It's not doing anything. It's not creating this whole thing. It's created their story.
It's still
in this game. Yeah. So my thing is like, dude, you can't. How can you can't be like you're like obsessed with this and you're like, I'm not looking forward to this. He's like, you know, like he's like, I'm starting to think I really love games like Baldur's Gate now. I'm like, well, what other games are like Baldur's Gate? Divinity, Original Sin, which isn't even like that either. It's like its own thing. He's like, yeah, this might be my favorite game of all time. I'm like, okay, that's fine, but you could also like another game. Like, I don't know. I hate this whole thing that like you need to put each other down over something. Like
it just everything, especially in gaming, feels like you have to be negative. You have to be, you know.
Cause I have this other buddy that's being super negative because he's like a PlayStation guy, has a PC and has an Xbox, but he's like a PlayStation guy. And he's like, it's creating a bad market. And I'm like, dude, this only happened because of Sony. Like, if Sony didn't try to like kill it for us for Xbox, like this wouldn't have happened. Like this is the whole thing. It's like he's like, I don't think multi-trillion-dollar companies should be like holding on to things. I'm like, says the person who
it says the guy who Sony. Like 4 months ago was running the mouth about like, we have God of War, we have Last of Us, we have Horizon Zero Dawn, you know, haha, you don't have that.
On PC now, like that's the thing, except for the newest ones. But
like you know,
my whole thing is that like PlayStation really doesn't even have like that many exclusives anymore. They have like 5 games. Stray is now on Xbox and PC.
And it's going to be on Xbox on PC, and it's going to be on Xbox within the next month.
I think it's out.
Is it out already? Because I know I saw it, and I was like,
Stray's out. I almost bought it the other day, but then all these games were coming. I was like, anyway, I'll do it another time. But like, So we have all these, like they only have, like God of War 2, The Last of Us 2, Uncharted's all on PC now.
Yep, and that's basically been over with anyway, hasn't it?
Yeah, the last one they came out with was like a launch PlayStation game,
Yeah.
PS4 game. Horizon, the first one's on PC, so it's like only those 3 sequels are still, they're coming to PC. I don't like they talk about how poor like the Microsoft ecosystem is. Like they're trying to like chase it too. So I don't like why not just be.
Well, especially like, did you hear that they're raising the prices of stuff over PlayStation 2?
Which is funny because people are pissy about Xbox doing that, and they're like, PlayStation's going to drop them. And they're like, no, they're not.
Yeah, no, they've raised the prices of shit apparently. So
yeah,
I just PlayStation players, it's the one where like we've said before, like haha copium. Like no, this is big copium now. Like Starfield's come out, and now it's like why can't I walk around on a gas planet? It's like okay, bro, sure. Have you even played the game? Like have you genuinely tried to play the game? No, you're playing PlayStation. I bet.
If you don't like it, it's not for you. That's my takeaway.
Exactly.
If you don't like it, it's not for you, bro.
That's the thing. Is like
I need to preface this. I'm also playing on a 4070 Ti.
Fair.
I have a pretty good computer, so it's running awesome for me.
Yeah, I know some people that don't have that. I've been watching them stream it, and it looks fine. Like it's not like I'm watching it and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? You know, like
I'm really digging it. I'm gonna once we're done here, I'm gonna keep playing it.
Yeah,
like,
don't blame you. I do not blame you at all.
Yes,
this is one of those things. Like it's not a game that I would be intrigued by, right?
Yeah.
But like I mean, how many times in the last like couple weeks have I said to you like I'm excited to hear what you have to say because I'm excited that I want you to have fun with it. You know,
yeah.
Like that's what it should be these days. There shouldn't be all this fucking negativity bullshit with this stuff.
All right, here's the funny thing. So you get like your background, right? So you get like
it's like three
from the start.
Like 3 perk things, right? Or something like that.
And then you get 3 like traits, right?
Okay.
Well, one is they're all like have a negative to them. Like one is like you get your dream home, but you have $125,000 mortgage.
Oh, okay.
So you have to pay for that. And then another one is like you have the Adoring Fan, which is from I don't know if it was in Skyrim, but it was 100% in Oblivion.
It's just like the dude that just follows, like not follow. Does he follow you around?
He follows you around. He gives you gifts, and he's annoying. Is the whole thing. That's one. Another one is like one that I picked is that like I'm from a certain planet, and I get like benefits from that, but other planets like I get higher bounties there because I'm a member of this other planet. Okay. And then one is I have parents. This is one I picked. Is that like my parents are alive and they love me and they always come around. Like yesterday, I finished a mission and they were at my work. Essentially, they would just show up to my work and they're like, "We brought cookies," and then they gave me a present. Like, you join this organization, and they're like, a friend of mine owned the handgun of the founder, and we cleaned it up. And I'm gifting it to you. So they literally gave me a 45, like a Colt 45.
Jesus Christ.
But I have to give them 2% of my wealth every week.
Oh, okay. So I mean that's interesting and kind of cool though. That like it's like massive positive, but also there's a negative. You know.
There's another, and I forget what my third one was, but I picked ones that were like the least detrimental because like. Some of like the house thing and having a whole mortgage was like kind of a crazy one. I don't know. I just think I love that I'm undercover in a pirate operation right now. I think that is so cool.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
I'm literally in the pirates. The pirates took over a spaceport, and that's like their base of operations. And I'm there right now. I just arrived. They're giving me a tour of the place.
That's fucking crazy. I love that though. That is fucking crazy.
So I don't know. It's a game that I'm getting lost in the same way people are getting lost in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I think it's awesome. I've been told that I should play Baldur's Gate 3. What do you think about that?
What do I think?
What do you think? You knowing me, you knowing the games I like. What do you think?
I think. So here, all right. This is where I am at.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of playing it by myself. I like playing with my friends.
Okay, fair.
So I think that you would have a lot of fun playing with people.
I'm going to try to see if I can find the exact message that was told. So I'm pretty sure it's just like, you should play it because you're down bad.
Okay, I mean, if you are down bad, it's great for you. So our whole thing is no matter.
Okay, that's.
I have mine, and then I have 3 other campaigns I'm working in. And our rule is you have to take your clothes off. So like when you go to camp to rest, you go in your nightgown kind of thing, your nighties. But if you take off your nighties, you're just naked.
Oh, okay.
So. Yeah, so like, so any like dialogue option, anything that happens in camp, like are just like. Our dicks are out, our boobs are out. One of my characters is you can make him circumcised, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like my guy is named Foreskinless, you know, that's literally my name in the game. And I'm a gnome fighter, you know. So I think is like you can get fully into it, you can have fun with it, but I'm all for playing in a group. I'm not really. Yeah. So I don't need to play alone.
This is what it was. I'd pay good money to see Husky play Baldur's Gate. I was like, what is that? He's like, 1, you'd have a blast. 2, it's a good game. 3, as many have said, horny.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm saying that. I was like, all right, fair. Like that's. I mean, I was like, I don't know if I can add that on to everything else I'm doing right now, but like,
if you had a group of people, like streamers, even like that you could play with, I would say absolutely get it. But if you're gonna play it by yourself, I don't see you getting like
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right.
But that's with me and Starfield. Like, Cat's literally in the other room playing it. I built a computer for her. I don't know if we've talked since then, but I built a.
You said you were starting to. I think the last time.
I rebuilt a computer for her, so she's just been playing that in the other room.
That's awesome.
And she loves it. I have one buddy who's like completely lost into it. He appears offline and just plays by himself.
So Starfield overall review, it's good. You can nitpick, but there's no fucking reason to. I was about to say, what were you gonna rate it?
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. All right.
Just making jokes. I don't have a rating for it yet.
No.
If I was gonna gun to my head, 8.9.
Okay. Okay.
Gun to my head.
Hypothetical.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, okay. I dig it. Like I said, I've seen a lot of the negatives online, but when people are saying, why can't I land on a gas giant, I immediately I'm not going to listen to anything that person ever has to say ever again. So, because, yeah.
My whole thing is that, like, a big thing is, like, with games, you're like, you'll get a notification, you're like, go talk to this person, they'll give you a quest, right?
Yes.
Like, all I can think is, like, you know, like, Warcraft, big exclamation point up over their head, you get a quest from them, right? A lot of games are like, go to this person, you'll give you a quest. This game is literally, oh, hey, there's that guy right there. Like, I'm in this bar, let's go talk to that guy right there. You go talk to a bunch of the people in this bar, or you talk to someone in the hallway, and they'll just give you a quest.
Just talk to anyone, and they're just like, hey, can you help me do this?
There's a lot of things where, like, most of the time, so, like, you'll go to a place, you'll see Citizen, you'll see, like, Miner, you'll see, like, something. Those are just, like, filler characters.
Mm-hmm.
But then you'll see someone with a name. You'll be like, oh, I'll talk to this person with a name. Maybe they won't say anything to you. Maybe they'll give you a quest.
Miner, Citizen, Clarice. Oh, Clarice. Let's go talk to Clarice.
Literally. So there is like that. People won't like that. They're like, why doesn't everyone have a unique name? You know, like stuff like that. So there's like, so you just talk to someone. Yeah. They'll give you a quest. Like I've been doing this stuff. I walked into a security office, the government security, and I just talked to a guy, and he'll call me every once in a while, and he's like, hey, I need you to go investigate this thing for me. So, yes, and I'm doing work freelance for a security place now.
So you're a security pirate.
Contractor. Yeah. So, there's this thing where you join this, like the freelance Navy.
Yep.
They have this they have these indoor flying simulations.
Oh.
Like like you see a simulation machine, you go into it, but it literally is just you just fly in space.
Yeah.
That's how good the simulator is. But so you have to kill at least 3 waves of ships, and it goes all the way up to 6. and I did 4, and I'm like, boy, is this hard. So then I looked it up, and they're like, yeah, 5 is super easy, but 6 is near impossible. I'm like, 5 is not easy, because I did 4, and the 5th one, I die within 30 seconds. I'm like, people are like, it's pretty easy. I'm like, I hate when people are like that. They're like, like, you have to really be a sim pilot to like beat 6. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, hey, when people are like, it's pretty easy. I'm like, it's not easy. And you know that.
Yeah.
You're like,
I'm over people being negative at this point. Because it's just, the menu screen is too simple. I can't land on the gas giant.
Well, actually, the UI for all the menus and stuff is not that great.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. See, that's a legit thing though. Like you said that, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
It's better than The Witcher. I have friends that are like, I think Witcher is one of the greatest games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But the UI, the whole menu system is like, it brings it down because it's so bad.
Oh boy.
And they're like, how can you say it's so good and then just complain about that? I'm like, because it's so bad that it's worth saying something about. And they're like, the UI's bad. I'm like, it is bad. It's especially because it's UI meant for a controller. Mm-hmm. No, mouse and keyboard. On controller, it's awful.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
That's the funny thing about The Witcher. The gameplay, the actual fight mechanics, meant for controller, but menus are meant for mouse and keyboard. Because if you try to play Witcher on mouse and keyboard, like gameplay wise, it's awful. But if you play on a controller, it's great, smooth, works great. It's just funny how that works.
Yeah, that's wild.
And then the Kingdom Come Deliverance is just like a mouse and keyboard game. If you play on like controller, that one's real rough on controller. I play a lot of RPGs, so that's like what I'm into. If I'm playing a single player game.
Makes sense.
So.
All right, so
that into my head, 8.9.
8.9. All right, there we go.
Maybe an 8.8. Gun to my head. I have not progressed in the campaign at all. Like the big one everyone's talking about. I can talk about this forever. The IGN review where the guy gave it a 7 out of 10. He's just like, I didn't like it, but pretty much which I'm like, I just wish he would have said that, because that's like the review is. He's like, I didn't like it.
Yeah. I saw someone talking about that, and I was like, they didn't like it, and then they gave,
I would give that a watch. It's 12 minutes. It's not going to like take up the whole day. He's like, the game starts off really slow, and then it builds up, and you start to really like it towards the end. And I'm at the beginning.
Who would have fucking thought?
Oh, there's a build up. I'm like the opposite. I'm like, if this is how the game is slow right now, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, baby.
I'm like, oh, this game is going to be awesome. I think it's so awesome right now, the way things are going.
Mm-hmm.
If it's only gets better, I'm like, awesome.
That's awesome.
So that's where I'm at with this.
All right, final thing that I wanted to bring up was I found out I could play Assassin's Creed Mirage in Arabic. So the question is, do I play it in Arabic with English subtitles?
To get it full.
It's a thing I can do. I did it with Trek to Yomi. I could play.
Which one's Mirage?
Mirage is going to be the brand newest one that's coming out.
Okay.
Where it's set in it's set in current day Baghdad.
Current day?
No, sorry. Oh,
Mesopotamia.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yes. All right.
Well, I think that's probably a good spot to end there.
Yep.
Because I'm getting another call.
All right. Thank you, DeNutte. I appreciate you as always.
And I will see all of you soon.
Depending on where you are. Morning, afternoon, night, stay safe. Stay safe with me. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.